So today's going to be a quick video discussing 3 secrets within ChatGPT that you can utilize to boost your productivity. Now there's several of these little tips, but today we're going to begin with the ones that I see as the most important that a lot of people just simply overlook. So to begin, the easiest and most common one that some people don't even realize exists is just custom GPTs. Now custom GPTs are pretty much the same thing as chatting with your normal ChatGPT, except that it's actually given insight into particular categories and has more knowledge and background that's given to it so that it can be specialized in a particular domain. So for instance, if you were going to go into your custom GPTs, you can go ahead and create one if you'd like to, if you have the upgraded ChatGPT plan. But if you didn't want to go and create one, you can simply just go into the different categories such as trending or search for one particular that is involved into what you are looking for. So for instance, if you're trying to do something scholarly or academic, you can use Scholar GPT. If you were doing something fitness related, you can use the Fitness and Workout and Diet Coach. Or image generators, consensus, write for me, all these different ones. And you can simply look into productivity. They have a bunch of headlines of different ones that can apply to you, or even things such as programming. If you're working in some form of a programming field, it can be like a co-pilot or a software architect. So for instance, let's go back to the top picks, and if we wanted to, and let's say we wanted to discuss something regarding fitness and diet, you'd be best going into the one that's already pre-programmed, click start, and it's already backed as an expert in the field, as opposed to you simply just asking ChatGPT in general, and you could go into all of the details of what it is you're trying to do with your fitness coach. And as I said earlier, if you really wanted to, you could go ahead and create your own. It's simply up here, you'd click create. And by doing this, you'd have to give it a name, a description, all the instructions, the conversation starters. It's a bit difficult to create if you don't know what you're doing, but it's a way that you can basically give it more information about something that you'd want to be doing that perhaps it's not something that's available in the ChatGPT store or the marketplace of the free version of these GPTs. So in the case that you don't see something that applies to you that you want to be using, you can go ahead and create one as long as you have the appropriate information to provide to it to create it. Another very important, or at least very useful tool you can utilize while using ChatGPT to boost your productivity is to simply, you can turn this off, and we can go here, and instead of just chatting with ChatGPT naturally, and let's say you want information that's 100% accurate, that doesn't include any hallucinations or incorrect material, you can go into what we call deep research mode right here. Now, I only have 25 available. I guess you'd have to upgrade even more so if you wanted to have more of these, but this is perfect for anything academic and anything in which you're trying to do proper research and have, valuable, reliable sources to back it up. So for instance, I'm going to give it an example here and we'll see what it'll do for us. So for instance here, I stated I am writing a paper for my psychology course on forensic psychology. Let me correct that so it has it proper. I need data and accurate sources telling me the relationship between antisocial personality disorder and violent crime. So then you can go ahead and click, and this sometimes takes a few minutes, but it will go ahead and do a deep research on the topic that you're requesting. Now before it goes into that deep research, it commonly asks you a few more questions so that it has insight into what it is exactly you're doing. And that's how you can be sure that you're getting reliable, verifiable information as opposed to simply chatting with ChatGPT naturally. So now I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions. So now we can go ahead and say, we'd answer basically to, are you focusing on a specific country? Do you need recent data? Are you interested in specific types of violent crime? And should the sources include peer-reviewed academic studies or government reports and reputable institutions? So in this case, we said all peer-reviewed sources, and we went on with global recent data past 2010 and all violent crime. And we can go ahead and click enter, and then now it's going to go on and actually proceed with the research. This aspect, or this factor, can take a few minutes depending on what it is you're researching, so we're going to come right back and let it do its job. This could take 5 to 10 minutes depending. Well, it seems like it actually did it pretty quickly this time, but we're going to let it do its work and I'll come right back to it. So now let's go ahead and see what it produced for us. As you can see here, the research completed in 14 minutes from 18 sources and 71 total searches. Now this is how we can be sure that we're actually dealing with competent information and verifiable, quality sources. So let's go ahead and open the report. So then it'll go through it and you'll see like antisocial personality disorder, violent crime, and they basically go through all of the strengths of the relationship, recidivism, everything that you'd want if you're creating a paper, essentially. and all of the other details that you would need in this type of research, with a conclusion that ASPD is a key contributor to violence, etc., etc. It essentially writes you a paper, and then you can take that information and create what it is you're creating with the help of ChatGPT. And obviously, you would have to take the proper measures to not, commit plagiarism, but, you would at least have a framework to work with as well as sources instead of having to go dig them up yourself. ChatGPT can help you do that a lot quicker. So that's just another way that you can utilize ChatGPT for productivity, especially in the academic spaces. Now, the final little secret or tip I'm going to give you involves, once again, you can utilize deep research for this if you like, but in general, it's involving the connectors that are involved with ChatGPT. Now, what are connectors? Connectors are just basically the capability, for instance, to add sources. You're going to have, I don't know how to explain this. You basically have third-party aspects added on to your ChatGPT experience of other apps that you currently have access to. So, for instance, if you want to ask it a question or have it continually have background information on you, you would be using the connectors, or in this case, it would be sources, or if we go to more, it keeps clicking it off, you can see study, learn, web, search, whatever, but in add sources, you're basically saying to add these different aspects or different third-party apps in which you have information on. So for instance, if I wanted to connect my Gmail, I can, and then I can ask it a question regarding my Gmail, and it will have the background information on it, as well as my Google Calendar, Google Contacts, Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, and you can go ahead and even connect more. And if you go through here, there's all kinds of different apps you can connect it with, even your Outlook, your Teams, Microsoft apps. These ones aren't available yet. Your admin is not enabled this connector. These are other ones that you can also include, like HubSpot and GitHub for coding and all this other interesting stuff, just to make it much more productive when you are working with ChatGPT, as it'll have the information needed for whatever it is the questions that you are asking it. Whether you're asking it to buy something or to even book a vacation, you'll have the access to these third-party apps if you can connect your account to do so. And you can even integrate it while doing your deep research, and that way it would at least give you more information in the context of what it is that you're looking for. So as you can see here, you would go to deep research mode, and then you would go to this little icon, and if you don't do this, it'll just be simply doing a web search, but you can turn that off and make it go into your sources that you already have, such as the ones we mentioned earlier in terms of the third-party connector apps, all of which are available when doing deep research. So there's just an extra way for you to be extra productive, as you'll have way more information in the context of your own third-party apps, and information that ChatGPT would otherwise not have if you didn't connect it through the add sources or connectors icon. So simply do this, and it'll have your information regarding whatever questions you are asking it. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.